Hello, welcome to Modern Analytics Academy Vineyards. If you're not familiar with Modern Analytics Academy, please definitely visit aka.ms/maa. My name is Pardeep Singla. I'm a cloud solution architect with Microsoft Global Partner Solution team. The main motivation behind giving these sessions to help our partners to know about the new features and how to use them and answer their frequently asked questions we receive from them and updates to a previous session. Today we're going to talk about Azure Synapse Link for CosmosDB, one of the most important feature used by a lot of organizations to run the near real-time analytics on their operational data. So our all modern analytics academy sessions touch one of these five pillars of data analytics, and today's topics touch the pipeline one. First, we will talk about the overview and the use cases of Synapse Link for CosmosDB. Then I will give you a demo um, to show how to enable it and how to use it. In the overview section, we're going to talk about Azure Synapse Link offerings and understand the HTAP architecture. Then we will talk about the Synapse Link for Cosmos DB architecture. So from Synapse Link offering perspective, so there are three type of Synapse links available. Synapse Link for Cosmos DB, for SQL, for Dataverse. Today we're going to talk about only for the Cosmos DB. If you are interested to know more about Synapse Link for SQL and for Dataverse, please definitely follow our other vineyards. Now let's talk about what is Synapse Link and why we need it. If we look at all the traditional systems, many business applications separate their transactional workload and analytical workload on separate infrastructures. And we call these separate infrastructure for transactional workload like OLTP, and for the analytical workload, we call it OLAP systems. And all the both of these systems designed for their specific task, like OLTP systems designed for the user request, where you have to respond to user request as quickly as possible, where the OLTP systems are optimized for the analytical processing, ingesting, and managing large sets of historical data. But the data from in the OLAP system comes from OLTP systems, and how it get the data. You create a ETL pipeline to copy the data from the OLTP system to OLAP systems. But due to the complexity and the need to physically copy large amount of data, this creates a delay in data being available to provide near real time insight. As more and more businesses move to digital processes, they increasingly recognize the value of being able to respond to opportunities, making faster and well informed decisions. And that's where the HTAP, transactional and analytical processing capability come into picture, which helps you to provide like near real time insight on your OLTP systems. And how it works, you it helps you to get rid of the ETL pipeline. You don't have to create any ETL pipeline to copy data from OLTP to OLAP. Um, it takes care of it automatically on the back end. We will talk more about it in the later section. So in reality, Azure Synapse Link for Cosmos DB is a cloud native HTAP capability that enables you to run near real time analytics over operational data stored in your Cosmos DB. Azure Synapse Link create a tight, seamless integration between Azure Cosmos DB and Azure Synapse Analytics. So Azure Cosmos DB provide both a transactional store optimized for transactional workload, as well as analytical store optimized for analytical workload. If you look at this diagram, you will get better idea that your transactional data stored in the row stored format, which is optimized for transactional read and write. But when you enable the Synapse link, it creates another copy of the data which is analytical store, which is stored in the format of column oriented, which is the need for any analytical systems. So the main benefit of enabling Synapse Link here is you don't have to create any ETL pipeline to copy the data from your transactional system to analytical systems. The autosync feature of the Synapse Link automatically copies any changes happen on the transactional system to the analytical side. And you don't have to take care of any compute system to copy the data. It is taken care by the Microsoft. As once your data is in your analytical system, you can use Synapse Analytics, which provide both like a SQL serverless query engine for querying the analytical system using T-SQL. It also provide the Apache Spark query engine and to query your analytical system using your own choice of query language like Scala, Java, Python, or SQL, and provides a user-friendly like notebook experience. So together, Azure Cosmos DB and Synapse Analytical System enable organizations to generate and consume insights from their operational data in near real time, as you are getting rid of ETL pipeline, which create a bigger latency. Let's see like in more detail how it works. As I mentioned, like your Cosmos DB data is stored in the row oriented format, and once you enable the Synapse link, it creates a separate copy which is in the column oriented format for you to run your analytical queries. So Azure Cosmos DB analytical system take care of the complexity and the latency challenges you face in the traditional ETL pipelines. If you look at this diagram, your data is stored in the Cosmos DB in the row-oriented format. Once you enable the Synapse link, it is storing the data in the column-oriented format as a separate copy. So the key benefits of enabling the Synapse link, as I mentioned, you don't have to create any ETL pipeline or manage ETL pipeline. There will be no impact on your transactional workload because in the traditional ETL pipelines, it will impact on your transactional system because it will use some computes to copy the data from your transactional system to analytical system. And it also provides you near real-time analytics as you are not managing an ETL pipeline. And from the cost reduction perspective, as mentioned before, there is no pressure on your transactional system, so no Cosmos DB RUs will be used. And you're gonna pay on your analytical system based on the consumption, how many analytical queries you are running on your Synapse Analytics. You are just paying for your serverless SQL pool compute. And another benefit of enabling Synapse Link is data tiering you can use. Like you can keep only the hard data in your transactional workload, and the all remaining data you can keep in the analytical system. Other key benefit is it is just a one-click native integration with Synapse Analytics. You just have to create a link service with Azure Cosmos DB from Synapse Analytics to access your analytical store. And as mentioned before too, that you can run now SQL Server T-SQL queries like any join, stored procedure, aggregation operation on your analytical system. And you can now separate the data modeling for the transactional workload as well as for the analytical workloads. From the Synapse Link Cosmos DB availability, it is available only for the SQL APIs as well as for the MongoDB APIs. It is not available for Cassandra as well as for Graph APIs. And in the case of MongoDB APIs, it you can only enable the Synapse link for the new containers. You can't enable it for the existing containers, but that is not the case for the SQL APIs. You can enable it for the new container as well as for the existing containers. Let's look at some of the use cases of enabling Synapse Link for Cosmos DB. In the supply chain industries, where the supply chain system generating large volume of data every minute, manufacturers, retailers need the system which can handle their operational data, as well as they need the analytical system where they can run the near real-time analytics to stay ahead of the curve. And also in the retailer industries where the retailers want to run the real-time basket analysis to recommend customers new products based on their purchasing history. And also in the healthcare industries or the manufacturing industries where they want to run predictive maintenance using a anomaly detection with IoT. So these are some reference links. Please definitely look at it to get more better idea about Azure Synapse links for Cosmos DB. Okay, now most interesting part. Let's do some practical to understand how to enable it and how to use it. Before jumping into the demo, the prereq is you should have Azure Cosmos DB account set up in your Azure account, and you should have Azure Synapse Analytics set up in your Azure account. Let's go to your Azure portal and search Cosmos DB here. So I have multiple accounts, but the one I created for this demo is psingler123. And this is the SQL API Cosmos DB account. The first thing you have to do is how to enable the Synapse link in the Cosmos DB. So there are multiple ways so one is under the features. So it is already enabled on my end, but here it will be off on your end. You can enable from here. And other ways there is Azure Synapse link here. So, so you can see it's already enabled on my end. You can click uh, on your end, it will be disabled. You can click here, it will be enabled on the account levels. Once it is enabled on the account level, you can enable it at the container level. So I have right now two containers, family in testing. It's already enabled on my end. So you can enable for the container here itself. And once it is enabled at the account level, at the container level, you can go to your data explorer. I just want to show you like what type of data I have. So under the family container, I have two items right now related to these are just JSON documents related to two persons family, Anderson and Wakefield. So now you're done on the Cosmos DB and Synapse Link is enabled on Cosmos DB side. Now let's see how to access the analytical store which got created by enabling the Synapse Link from the Synapse Analytics. So in the search bar, search Azure Synapse Analytics. I have multiple accounts here too, but for this demo, I created this one. So this is my Synapse Analytical Workspace. So once you will click on the open the Synapse Studio, you will get this screen. So go to the data icon. You will have your workspace data and your linked data. Under the linked data, that's where you're gonna create a link service to access the Cosmos DB. So click on this plus sign, click to connect to external data. You can see, as I mentioned before, Synapse Link for Cosmos DB is only available for MongoDB and SQL APIs. That's what you see here. It's not available for Cassandra and Graph APIs. So as our Cosmos DB account is SQL API, uh, I will connect with that. Um, and so you have to provide all this information to connect to your Cosmos DB account. Um, uh, the most important thing to notice here is the authentication type. So there are multiple ways to authenticate. One is through account key itself, and another is service principal or Third is the manage identity. We definitely recommend to go with the manage identity. So for the demo purposes, I'm just using the account key. And so let's get the account to which I want to connect. So this is my subscription. Under my subscription, I can see all the Cosmos DB account. So our account was psingla123, and it will show me all the databases under it. I want to connect to my family one, right? And you can always verify the connection. So the connection is successful. Once you will click on create, it will create the connections to that particular Cosmos DB database. As you can see, I already have created the link services to access the Cosmos DB account. I am able to access that family containers. If I want to read the data, just create a new SQL script. It will generate this script for you. You just have to create the credentials to access the Cosmos DB account. Once you will run the select query, you will be able to read the JSONs document. As you can see, I am able to read those two JSONs document. And that's it for today's topic. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in any other topics, please definitely visit aka.ms/me. Thank you.